What you described. How could Tovasad change a memory of Hermaeus Mora? How could he alter what happened so long ago? Such a power should not exist. This sensation. Bafflement. I do not care for it. Tovasad has allies as well. Master Shelreni, Vermina, and Periite. Blightcrown and the hidden kindred cultists. They seek to restore memories stolen from them by Hermaeus Mora. And from what you saw, Tovasad has started the restoration process. Yes, most puzzling. Tovasad's next step must involve the rite Master Shelreni seeks to draw from Meln's Black Book. Return to Necrom and find Curate Gadain. See what Shelreni is up to. Meanwhile, I have other inquiries I wish to explore. Remember, as long as Shelreni possesses the Black Book, she can complete her rite. If they fully unlock this forgotten secret, multiple realms are doomed. I shall meet you at the bookshop in Necrom after I complete my investigations. This portal will return me to Necrom.
Master Shelreni murdered me to avoid the scrutiny of the Assembly of Masters. What else might she do to further?
Portal returns. I thought I recognized that wrinkle in the fabric of fate.
I hoped Laramil would be with you. We have news. Scroot and I uncovered the most interesting news. The Assembly of Masters learned of Master Shelreni's recent activities and has called for a conclave. They plan to strip her of her rank and expel her from the house. It's complicated. The Assembly of Masters consists of just their mouths. The actual Masters rarely leave their towers, and never to meet with their rivals. A conclave, however, is a different story. The Masters themselves are compelled to attend. Don't you see? When they convene the Masters' conclave, Shelreni must be on hand to contest the charges. So, we know where we can find her and when. At Tel Hulan, the Tower Hall in Old Isra. As a curate, I think I can get us into the conclave by claiming official Necrom business. House Telvanni prefers to stay on our good side, so they rarely ask too many questions of the Keepers of the Dead.
Curate or not, he'll never get into the conclave. Underestimate Shelreni at your own peril. And do not think to just walk into a Telvanni stronghold reeking of Hermaeus Mora. Either Shelreni's Daedric allies or the Conclave's own protections will spot you the moment you step across the threshold. Of course. Wasn't I the greatest magister of my time? If not for my desire for solitude, I would have been the Archmagister. Unfortunately, my spectral body isn't good for anything these days. You'll need to serve as my hands for this to work. Return to Telrendis. Around my tower, you'll find the components necessary to assemble a passable cloak of omission. Look for dried hoaxwort, a lamia-scale shawl, and an illusion tincture of my own creation. I'll tell you more when we get there.
Until a guard comes along and asks to see a permit. Then
You there! You look like a capable forager. I need some help. Can we talk?
I should have made a map. This could prove more difficult than I expected. Now where did I bury those components? Cursus and corporeal existence! I can see why most ancestors move on instead of haunting their descendants. My mortal memories are much harder to recall than I anticipated. I don't remember where to find those components. Not exactly. Of course not. I buried the components we need in separate caches on the tower grounds. I just can't remember exactly where I put them. No matter. With your assistance, I'm sure we can find the right spots. Use my ghost sight. It will reveal the hiding places. Remember, Tel Rendis is my place of power, despite Shalreni's attempts to make it her own. Here, I can easily use my magic through you, as long as you're willing. I placed sigils at the spots, but on a different layer of reality. Use my ghost sight, and you should be able to see them. The caches are buried beneath those locations. When you get close to a spot I recognize, I'll tell you to activate my sight. Take a look. For one of my sigils. There's a cache there. That's my illusion detector. The other components are buried elsewhere. Use my ghost sight here. We can work. Head toward my tower, and let's find a workbench to assemble the spell.
Let's ride.
Wait, hold on. Headed to old Isra.
I remember this old workbench. We can prepare the Cloak of Omission here. Good work. Now place the shawl. Place the components. Almost done. Now sprinkle the tincture. Excellent. Now take the Cloak of Omission. Go ahead and try it on. The cloak will mask your presence and hide your connection to the print. You look amazing. Barely a hint of a Daedric connection. I should explain the... not a bad bit of work. You follow directions well. And the cloak looks perfectly dashing. Dashing, I say. Now let's head to Old Isra and meet up with Kirit Gadain. She should have gotten you access to the Conclave by now. Did I? I don't recall. But if you're asking about the Cloak of Omission, it could only shield you from so many scrying attempts. Eventually someone will notice you. But the enchantment should last long enough for us to get our hands on Shalreni. Now that you mention it, yes. Gadain can get you on the access list, but you must play your part. Dunmer laws are labyrinthine, Telvanni especially. You need to invoke the proper statue to avoid suspicion. Just say the following to the sentry at the door. I hereby invoke the 26th statute of the Necrom Agreement, and then demand entry to the Conclave. Can you remember that? Once we get inside, we can meet up with Kirit Gadain. What could Shalreni be thinking?
You there! You look like a capable forager.
Tel Hulen, the Tower of Halls, home to the Assembly of Masters. Remember to invoke the statute when you demand entry.
No,
And
Valdru.
put on a cloak.
As Master Shalreni's mouth, you are prohibited from entering the Conclave.
But I must warn the masters.
Don't worry. Your treacherous master will be dealt with soon enough.
You must warn the other masters. I can no longer stand by and do nothing while Master Shalreni continues along this dark path. Her actions threaten the entire peninsula. You probably shouldn't, but that doesn't mean I'm lying. I admired Shalreni for her skill and power. Thought she would help me rise in the ranks. But her ambition and contempt for her fellow Telvanni will doom us all. Master Shalreni made a deal with not one, but two Daedric princes. She plans to use their help to eliminate all who oppose her so she can become Archmagister. The masters won't listen to me. They don't understand the danger. I'm not sure. Master Shalreni stopped confiding in me. But I know how she thinks. She has no respect for the masters or this conclave. When they move to reprimand her, she's going to show them just how powerful she's become.
The Master's Conclave is in session. All other business is on hold. Necrom, Let me see. Ah, yes. You're listed as Kirit Gadain's attending clerk. Very good. You may go inside. I expect you'll find the curate in the Assembly antechamber, as the attending Magister declared the Conclave for Masters only.
There's Kirit Gadain.
Really, I must...
I insist, Curate. You do realize I wield considerable influence as Master Norvora's mouth.
Of course, but...
I could do much for you and the Keepers. Now tell me, what do you think of my book?
That's Master Norvora's mouth. We need to extract Gadain this instant.
The Curate and I are busy, outsider. I am eager to hear what he thinks of my book, Ancestors of a Humble Mouth. It's a work in progress, but at least 2 booksellers have expressed interest. Come back later. How strange. As no one but masters are allowed inside, Master Norvora explicitly told me to wait out here until after the Conclave concluded its business. Just what are you implying, outsider? That Mouth Alar isn't totally loyal to his master? What a ridiculous assertion! Master Novora must require her assembly logbook. I shall attend to that at once.
Thank you, my friend. Follow me. I know a place where we can talk privately.
Is she well? The healers recommended she stay in bed.
We can
but
speak
she
freely
refused
here.
to attend the conclave. They call them so.
You arrived not a moment too soon, my friend. Before they decided to seal the hall, and I was trapped in that dreadful conversation with Mouth Elar, I found what we needed. Master Shelreni is here, and being held under guard until the conclave begins. And now we come to the problem. Magister Gothran arrived from Sadrith Mora to oversee the Master's conclave. He immediately expelled all but the Telvanni Masters and placed a ward on the door. There's no way to get into the assembly hall. Sadly, disabling a ward placed by a Magister is beyond my capabilities. If you have any ideas, please share them. Otherwise, I fear the Masters are on their own in there.
A Magister? To counter Magister magic, eh? A ward needs anchors. Use my ghost sight to spot them. One on either side of the door. I'll lend you my power to disable them. Magister Gothran is good, but I'm better. Let's enter the assembly hall.
This is a closed session. What is the meaning of this intrusion?
Now, Gothran, surely such restrictions don't apply to a Magister and his proxy.
Meln the Mouthless, a spirit. No matter. I will not tolerate your antics.
Nothing in our statutes precludes a dead Magister from participating in a conclave. Now, hear what my proxy has to say.
Very well. Step forward. You stand on shaky ground, Mouth for the Mouthless. What's so important that Magister Meln dares interrupt this closed session of the Master's Conclave? And Magister Meln thought us so ineffective that he had to swoop in and save the day? How presumptuous of him. Do you really think one rogue master is a match for this assembly? So I heard. Hence the reason I decided to leave my comfortable tower and come all this way to personally take charge of this conclave. The Masters will hear the charges, question the subject, and render swift judgment. Is that why you're here? To add another charge to Shelreni's list of crimes? Then so noted. Perhaps that's why she turned herself over without any fuss or bother, so that she can plead for mercy. Perhaps I'll be lenient. Perhaps not. Enough of this nonsense. I listened to the concerns of your Magister and heard his allegation. Now we are finished. Meln may stay if he wishes. That is his right. But you and the curate should go and leave us to our work.
Over here. I forgot how boring my so-called peers can be. Pity Shelreni didn't eliminate a few more of my rivals before we noticed. But your master, Meln. I have fond memories of his many antics. That's why I wanted a word with you. Your master has delayed these proceedings long enough. Master Shelreni reached above her station and must be dealt with. Anything that postpones that and increases the time I must spend in the company of my so-called peers will not be tolerated. Murder, you say? That is serious. I suppose anything can be expected from a master who makes pacts with Daedra. We really need to strip her of her rank and exile her. Well, if you must see her, she's being held in a meeting room down the East Hall.
I don't understand this necessity for debate. If it were up to me, we'd get right to the vote. Nothing anyone has to say will change my mind about Shelreni. Now then, is Magister Meln really dead? Meln may have confused Magister Gothran, but there's no provision for a dead Telvanni participating in a conclave. It's just not done. Is that a threat? Master Morena led Shelreni through the East Door for making similar pronouncements only a few moments ago. If that can happen to a master, Imagine what's in store for a lowly mouth like you.
There's a meeting room just to the right. This must be where they're holding her.
Shalreni's gone, but what's that tipped-over bottle over there? That's pure essence of dream. Let me cast a spell to see what happened here.
What was that?
Just a little gift from the Prince of Dreams. Soon, you will do exactly as I say.
You won't get away with this.
I already have. And
Something's going on to the north.
I'll get away with this.
I think the conclave is starting.
Now let's go attend the conclave. My ascension requires participants.
We must get to the Conclave. It's held in the Master's private hall to the north.
Murdering Meln the Mouthless and consorting with Daedric princes. How do you plead?
A Telvanni doesn't plead. But I will kill you all before I take my sacrifice and depart.
Help me, Magister!
Shalreni, cease your actions this instant.
Use my ghost sight to disable the wards and get down there.
You again? If these fools can't stop me, what hope do you have?
Come on, get up! Oh, I'm not ready to die a second time.
You're finally awake. Thank the ancestors. I thought Shalreni killed you.
We should talk, Mouth of Meln. The Mouth of the Mouthless. I suppose you want me to say that you and Meln were right. That I should have taken Shalreni's threat more seriously. Well, let's pretend I said that and move on to what needs to happen next. Yes, quite a display. She used the Conclave to formally announce her intentions. Her spell would have killed everyone, and positioned her to challenge the Archmagister for rulership of the house. Luckily, I was on hand to save the local masters. Shalreni may be a powerful master, but I am a Magister of the Telvanni Council. It was a simple matter to deflect her attack while the Conclave dispersed. Then, I stabilized the portal she fled through, assuming you would want to follow her. Really now, who do you think Meln consulted when he first invented his Cloak of Omission? I see the mark of Mora upon you. House Telvanni wants no part in the machinations of Daedric princes. Just make sure to kill Shalreni when you find her. Master Morena revealed her inadequacies when she allowed herself to be captured. The other masters survived. In both cases, House Telvanni won. If you plan to chase Shalreni, I suggest you leave now. I'm not going to hold that portal open forever. In all honesty, no. In case you haven't noticed, we of House...
Ruin. Markings. This place is dedicated to their needs. Laranel's amulet can protect us both.
I think we visit the memory of it in the Eye of Mora.
Anything relevant in those papers? Was there anything in those papers about Master Shelreni or where? She writes about how Torvasad came to her, indoctrinated her into Vermina's service, how he was consumed with... So they sent the Malachite mined from the Alavelis quarry here. This must be where that original memory took place, where Vermina and Periite think Hermaeus Mora wrong.
We must find Shelreni and stop her from completing this rite.
He's cruel. Worse. There's Shelreni and Master Moreno. We need to free her.
My black book! Looks like Shelreni got past my safeguards.
Using the restored memory to open a path to Apocrypha. All we need now is for Shelreni to finish the rite and perform the sacrifice.
You will not initiate.
Aspect of Vermina. That's not good.
Away into fate! Help me restore what was taken from us all! Now! Complete the sacrifice so I may inhabit the vessel.
Got no power left. Use a potion.
Getting my ass kicked.
By my notice.
Ancient magic is unstable! Save yourself! No! Not when we're so close!
Close my black book and take it. That should end the rite.
Taking the Black Book won't stop us, and one of you will serve just as well as a sacrifice.
No need to involve outsiders, Shelreni. Prince Vermina accepts your sacrifice and deems you a worthy vessel.
I regret the bloodshed, but soon Mor's injustice will be undone.
With this vessel, I can enter Apocrypha and strike at Mora's heart. With me, my faithful!
We have to warn Apocrypha. Let's return to the Necron Bindery and find Laramel.
Hold still, and I'll open a portal back to Necron.
Neither Scroot nor I can feel Hermaeus Mora's presence. We both find this unsettling. Good, you are here. Both Scroot and I felt a sudden disturbance in the tides of fate. Something terrible has happened in Apocrypha, and Scroot and I no longer feel the presence of the one who knows. Another significant event in the annals of fate, and I missed it. But Master Shelreni is dead. And Vermina did what? Start from the beginning, Proxy. So that was Shelreni's plan. Use whatever power the princess provided to eliminate her rivals and move up in rank. I am glad she failed. And Blightcrown decided to complete the rite anyway by sacrificing Shelreni instead. Ruthless, but in keeping with a follower of Periite. And you say this allowed Vermina to possess Shelreni's corpse? What happened next? They cannot. Not usually. Hence all the trouble that Torvasad and his allies went through to reach this point. At least you saved the Telvanni Masters and recovered Meln's Black Book. Well done. While I ponder next steps, take this. You earned it. Both Scroot and I felt the tides of fate churn and boil. Worse, neither of us has been able to commune with Hermaeus Mora since the Black...